Hello, good morning, crafty friends. Welcome to Stamp and Create with Beth. I'm Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today is Thursday, March 6th, 2025. So I'm just going to pull up my video here. If you pop in, say hi. I hope some of you can join me. There we go. Hey, Joan. Good morning to you. So welcome. I do have my heat on. If you hear my heater, it's a little chilly here in Ohio. We got a little bit of dusting of snow overnight, so a little chilly. So I am going to show you guys some new product. Let me turn this down. Some new product. There's tons, but these are some of the ones that really caught my eye that I wanted to invest in. So let me know in the comments if you watch the replay or if you're watching now, if you have looked at the online exclusive. So here's one that we just got, and I'm going to show you this paper. I've got the black and white paper, and it's beautiful. This reminds me a little bit of the set we had last year. Why can't I think of the name of it? Let me look at this stamp set. It was Lovely and Sweet. So remember, it had a couple different papers, and it was all about textures and plants. It had the coffee plant and the vanilla bean plant. And so it kind of, to me, has that feel. And I think you could, use these together if you still have some of those sets. So this is what I would call a mega bundle. And so I have this paper. I don't have anything. Oh, I have this. So let me show you this. I love this. If you like the corrugated embossing, we have a new mini corrugated 3D embossing folder, and I love this. Can you guys just tell the texture there? I don't know if you can see it well on camera, but it's, I love this. So I just used a piece of two-toned paper, and if you use two-tone, sometimes this will crack apart and it'll have some white and it'll look a little distressed. So I don't have a card made with this yet, but this was first on my list. And that is part of this suite. This is called the Botanical Textures Suite. So it also has this paper with it. And it has a bundle. Now, I didn't get the stamp set, but I did get these textured note dies, and that's what I have here. And so I posted this picture. There are 8, and they all have a different edge on them. And so I love that, and I love this really long greeting die. I would use it for greetings, but I want to show you another way that I used it. I made a strip background with it. So I posted this card the other day, and I just simply adhered these onto a layer and then trimmed it down and then stuck a greeting on it. So isn't that cute? And you could use any colors you want. You could layer a couple flowers on top of it and step it up a little bit, or whatever you like. So I love this die. I think it's just a fun texture. So we are actually going to play with this today. I did a couple of die cuts out of basic white, and we're going to pick which size we want to do and stamp on it. So let me put that over there. So, and then I got one more thing besides the paper. I love edge dies. They add so much. You can use them in so many different ways. So all of these online exclusives are now available in my online store at bethroy.stampinup.net. So if you want to check them out for yourselves or see the Stampin' Up samples, you can. I don't know what is, there we go. Sorry, my thing does not want to keep the comments up. So I love this. Now these are, this one with the hearts is kind of a negative die. I haven't used all of them yet. And then this is the same thing. It's a leaf pattern. And then these four just do the edge like this. So I made this card and it just opens like that, but it has this fun decorative edge. So let me, I forgot my other card. Sorry. So I haven't finished these. I was trying some things with the card base and to see what all I could do with it. So this one, I cut both pieces. So your card is a shaped card on one side. And then I did this one. This is this die right here. And so it creates kind of like a little peek through to the back side like this. So you could do this one this way too. And put your greeting the other way. So I really like these and I can't wait to play with these more. So has anyone checked these out? Are they on your list of things to get? And then let me just show you this paper really quick because I think sometimes it's hard to see in the catalog. So you have this side and it has a white background and it has all the details are in black and gray. And then you flip it over and then it has a darker base or background. So this is called Botanical Textures and it just says basic black, but to me it definitely looks like it has gray in it. And then we have this one. Beautiful. You could color these with your markers. And this is a really cool piece. And this mimics, oh, I think it's called Painted Stripe. Forgive me if I have the name wrong, but there's a background stamp that's new and it reminds me of this. So a lot of leaf patterns. This reminds me, you could do some fun techniques on this with white ink. Let me get back here. This is probably my favorite piece. I love this large leaf pattern. Again, you could add color to that. It's a marbled effect. And one more piece here. So, or no, I'm sorry, two more patterns. So we have this one. And then, so a lot of fun, I think. I love these black and white papers because I think you can really add them with whatever you like and then make some fun cards. So we will use this paper. Not today. I have another plan for today. So we're going to play together, or play with an old, I guess old, stamp set that has masks. There we go. So I wanted to pull out this Layers of Beauty. I love the stamp set. I played with it a ton when I first got it, and it has these masks that go over top to help you add color. So I've got my blending brushes, and I have a color scheme here that we're going to try out. So I hope y'all are ready. And we're just going to kind of jump in and make a quick card today. I just wanted to spend a little time with you and show you a few of things that were on my list from the online exclusives. I also want to tell you some updates. So I have two updates for you. One is about our cardstock. So our cardstock's changing just a little bit. Stampin' Up has been trying not to raise the price, but they are going to have to raise the price in line with market costs. So all of our single colored cardstocks are now going to be 24 sheets. So our white and our Very Vanilla came in 40 sheets, and the price will be the same across the board, whether it's a colored, an assortment, or that white. So the assortments will be 20 sheets. The single colors are 24, and they all cost $14. So that's coming in May with the new catalog. Also, some of you will be very excited about this. We are going to have 12 by 12 cardstock. And it will be all the colors and the basic white thick, and it will be 24 sheets, and all of the dyed cardstock, which just means the colored cardstock, is $22, and then the white is $26 per pack. So, and then we will have the two-tone paper as well. So the assortments in 12 by 12 are going away, and except for the two-toned. So if you have any questions about that, I just wanted to give you a heads up so that if you need to stock up on some colors before those pricing things changes go into effect, you can. And then I also wanted to tell you that our Paper Pumpkin platform is going away. Paper Pumpkin is moving over to the online store at stampinup.com. So you will have all your subscriptions over there, and on the 10th they're going to close the ability to get the March box at 11:59 a.m. so noon, or I would just do it on the 9th. Make sure that you have any changes made on the 9th. And then on the 11th, everything's moving over. So the morning of the March 11th, it will be on the online store. So if you have any questions about that and you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, just let me know and I will help you through that. Okay, are you guys ready to make a card? So I have 2 of these rectangles from the Textured Notes dies. Make sure I'm calling everything the right thing. So I just grabbed the 2 largest. I wasn't sure which size I wanted. And I want to stamp this large flower image from the Layers of Beauty. I love this. I just gave someone a card with this and I absolutely love it. So, you know, it can fill this whole thing, or it can kind of hang off. It doesn't have to cover the whole space. Now this does have a die set that you can get to go with it, but today I'm just going to be stamping and using the masks, and we're going to make a card. I used Grateful for You on one of my other cards, or I might just use this little small God Bless. So are you guys ready? You guys ready to stamp? If you pop in, say hi. So I picked out this color combo. Basic Beige, Crumb Cake, Crushed Curry, and Old Olive. I just wanted a yellow flower, something fresh. Like I said, we got snow overnight and it was just a dusting, but it's so cold and I'm over it. I want some flowers blooming. So this stamp set does require the large F block. And if you don't have the glass mat, you will want to use your Stampin' Pierce mat to make sure that you get a nice clear image. The photopolymer stamps do not have cushion like the red rubber, so sometimes they need a little help, and I don't have one next to me. I'm not sure where it went, but they're little gray mats called Stampin' Pierce mats, and you can get those too. You put the mat down and then your surface that you want to stamp on, and then stamp. Let me see if I can grab one, just in case you're not familiar. Grab one from my... I keep them on a shelf. So you take this, you can put it under your grid paper, and then that way this has a little cushion. Oops. Shaking the camera. Okay, so for my, I might just stamp both of them and see which one I like. For the outline, I am using Crumb Cake. I want it to be subtle. So who has this Layers of Beauty stamp? I just love it. Let's see. Oops. Oh yeah, it's very windy here. Sorry, hold on. For some reason. There, I am so sorry. I'm missing all these comments. None of my comments updated, so I really apologize, everybody. I am sorry. I was not ignoring you. Now it won't let me scroll and see any of the comments. Joan, I have the old edge dies too. And I apologize. I thought no one is even talking to me this morning. Well, good morning, everybody. Vicki, thank you. Good morning to you. You were checking on the other site. Am I in the wrong place? Yes, Joan, we have had paper like this before. It was very similar, and they are always a favorite in mine. Good morning, Christy. Yes, winter is back. Good morning, Maggie. I apologize, everybody. It is very windy here. So I just now stood up and realized I had all these comments. That's okay. It didn't, I had a hard time getting that to stamp, but that's all right. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought, wow, no one's chatting with me this morning. So if I missed a comment, I apologize. I will go back through after the live and kind of look and make sure and respond to anything that I may have missed. So I'm inking my outline up with Crumb Cake. And I'm being very generous. I want to make sure I have enough ink on there. Now, if you have a stamp positioner, that's normally what I use. I'm using my iPad today instead of my laptop, and it doesn't want to cooperate. So I'm just trying to press all over it and make sure that I got it on there. But we're going to use, oh, that didn't go at all, did it? That's okay. We're going to go with it. I'm going to show you when we do the masks, it will be okay. It will be okay. So that's why I normally use a stamp positioner, because that's what happens when I have a big stamp like that. I never seem to get the pressure right. Okay, are you guys ready? I love these. So these are, let me see. They go this direction. They are numbered. There we go. That one was upside down. You can see they're well loved. Look how stained they are. So they're not, they have a little notch here and a little number. There you go. And this is so frustrating. We're going to just layer these. Actually, let me bring in, I have a scrap here so I don't have to, actually, I may just do it on my glass mat, because that's one of the benefits of the glass mat, and I really like it. But you just line it up. Let's see. Like this. And then we're going to use, oops, our blending brush and go over top. And it's beautiful. So I'm going to clear all this off, and we're going to use our glass mat, because this is what this is made for. It's made for blending. You can kind of select a spot here, and let's see. I do have a dry erase, but you could mark it. You can use a piece of tape. I'm just going to kind of wing it, to be honest. So you can tape this down however you want, and I might do that. Let me see. I feel like I'm all out of sorts because my comments aren't working, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to tape this down just so that it doesn't move. And I'm just using some Post-it tape, so it is not going to hurt my cardstock. So you just want to use like a low tack tape, and you line all of these up. And I'm going to start off, I have not done this color combo. Why can I not line anything up? But I'm going to start off with crushed curry, and then I'm going to use basic beige. Hey, Linda. Good morning. You don't have to be worried about being late. No worries. Joan, you've had 3 earthquakes in a month. Oh my. Prayers for your area. That sounds scary. Okay, so I'm just picking up some crushed curry, and I don't use this color very often, so see how it's kind of brown and splotchy. But the beauty of the glass mat is you can put your ink right onto your glass mat, and I've shown this before with this set. But I've lined it up the best I can, and I'm just going to start adding some color here. And I did start off a little bit from the mask into the opening. And so this is number 1. It does the whole flower, and it does the little daisies too. So if you want them a different color, I suggest a smaller brush like this, and you can carefully make those a different color. But today I'm just doing all the same color, and I can pick that ink up that I have over there. And this flower gets 3 layers. Oops. And really, you can usually line your mat up. There's a whole, probably a better way. I just kind of go with it. Keep sliding around. Okay, so there's the first one. And I'm just kind of putting these to the side. So my next color, I'm going to use, I can't tell what's what here. This might be, I think that's my green. So for the second mask, so I go to number 2. And I'm just going to line that up with my flowers again. And I am going to use basic beige to add just some dark on there. So I'm using a smaller brush. I'm going to pick up some of that ink. And I like to rub it off over here to make sure I don't have any splotchy ink. It's hard to see this color on the mat. But now we're going to come in And I'm just going to go over that. If I need some more ink, I just pick it up. And we'll see. I haven't tried these colors in this order, so we'll see. See if I like it. Now that was the number 2, and then I'm going to go back to the crushed curry. And that's going to be with mask number 3. Now this does the flower middles for those little daisy flowers. So that's kind of what I'm lining up with, these flower middles. I just find that to be the easiest. And then I'm going to come back in with my crushed curry. And you could do the middles a little different. I'm just going to put it on like this. Oops, moved again. Don't do that. For some reason, my hands are slipping today. You're just going to go back and forth and over that and try not to move it. Next time I might tape my mask. There we go. And if you want that bottom layer to be a little bit darker, which I think I do, I'm going to come back in with the number 1 and line it back up. I think I'm going to grab a little tape. Whoops. Sorry, just trying to check and see if I have new comments. You know. Yeah, it's really windy and cold here. It's been kind of yucky. And I'm sorry, I know I'm shaking my camera. So I'm just going to grab some more of that yellow. And I really just want that, I want a beautiful yellow flower. Now we're going to add some green. So hopefully if you are commenting, I will see it. So this is Old Olive, and I'm going to use Old Olive. Actually, take that back. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow on this. So I'm just going to use the yellow that I have out. And I'm going to line up the leaves. And remember, some of them didn't stamp all the way because I didn't press hard enough, but that's okay. Just going to kind of go with it. I'm going to pick up some yellow and I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow into those leaves. Now I'm going to come in with Old Olive. And I'm kind of just going around the same thing, and you don't have to hit all the spots. So I'm trying to make them have a little bit of yellow and a little bit of green on there. What in the world? There we go. See how that changed our color a little bit? Now this is number 5, and I always make sure this little, I guess, cutout is to the left side. So that's how you know you have the correct side of the mask. All right, now need both hands to get my brush going here. I grabbed a ton of Old Olive. I want this to be really dark. Tape that back down. I had a hard time holding on to it. So our blending brushes, they come in 2 sizes. They're small, and then there's the large one. And they're very soft, so the color comes, it's really soft. It's so pretty. And you can just keep layering on the ink depending on how dark you want it. And that's nice too, because if you only have a few inks, you can layer the same color over and over and it will look beautiful. You'll still get a ton of variation. You'll see when I remove this mask. So sometimes I'm just pulling the ink that I've rubbed onto the mask into, whoops, into the area. I moved it a little bit. That's all right. Okay, so there we go. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I really love this. So I don't know if I like the basic beige with it or not. So we're going to try it again, and I'm going to use just the crushed curry, and we'll see. So you can see one color. And we'll use just the Old Olive. So let me bring in that other one that I stamped. And we will go through them again. So we're going to use one of these to make our card. So later I will share a video of this set that I've used it in the past, and I've done all different colors with it. It looks vintage with basic beige. I think so too. And I do like that. I wanted to see how it would look like as the shadow, and I might have liked it maybe even better as the maybe the other detail, the number 3 mask instead of the number 2. But I do like it. I just love it. Love yellow flowers too. Okay, so let me go put my masks back in the order we need. So I need number 1 first. And I don't know if it really matters which order you do these in, but I like to do where I want my lightest color first. Yes, if you use a stamp positioner, then you could restamp the outline once you're done doing all your coloring. I know, Vicki, I don't think you were in here. I just used the block to stamp it, but that's definitely an option. If you don't have the big block, you could do that. Okay, I have a lot of ink on this mask, so I'm going to try to use some of this ink, since I'm using it on 3 times, to kind of clean it off and put it onto my flower. But I'm going to start. And I like to start light and then add more. And the best part about this glass mat is I can wipe it clean and we're all good. I really think it helps me not waste as much ink because I can pick up off of this. This is great for ink blending. And these masks, you can just take them to the sink and run them under, or put them under running water, and they'll come clean. Oops. I moved my mask just a tad. That's okay. So I'm going to pull up some of that yellow. All right. Now we're going to do number 2. I'm going to use the exact same color. It almost gives like a watercolored look. And then number 3 is going to add in even more. So I'm lining up those middles. They're just a little bit easier to see because they've been covered up and they're white, or whatever color you're blending onto. You don't have to use basic white. You could blend onto whatever color you wanted. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can get Vicky's comment to come up. Yeah, I can't line it up using a block either. That's why I said I wouldn't even attempt to restamp it at this point. But you could. So if you have one of those, that's definitely an option. Okay, I'm just trying to pull up some of these, and I'm not going to do that circle. Now, if you don't want it yellow, like I said, you could use a smaller brush and get those. I'm actually going to pull out my Stampin' Right marker and add some color to that on this one. So the other ones, we left them yellow. We could change that as well. But I'm just going to come in and add a 3rd layer of this this yellow. So I like to just take a little off on my mat there. And it's okay if you get a little bit on there, or you can avoid them altogether. And the best part is if you take the mask off and you decide, oh, I want it to be darker, you just put it back down. I really like that. Nice and sunny. Okay, so now we're going to come in. I'm not going to use yellow this time on my leaf. I'm just going to use the Old Olive. Just realized I think I used the wrong brush. Oh well. These, you can rinse these out. I accidentally used my basic beige brush on it. That's okay. You can just rinse them and let them air dry. Let's not add more green to that. Switch. It happens. Okay. I stamped off, so I'm just trying to make sure I'm lining up the correct things here. Because part of my leaf didn't stamp on that one. Oops. Then I went and messed it up, didn't I? I'm sorry, I know all the blending shakes my camera. So hopefully I'm not making anyone sick with all the the motion. Oops, that moved again. All right, and then this is mask number 5. So it's our detail that goes on that leaf. Everything turned around here. And I'm using Old Olive again. So how many of you have this set? It's, like I said, we've had it for a little bit. And I feel like I just haven't given it any love lately. And it's beautiful. This is a beautiful tool to have. Even if you don't want the die set, you can get the stamp set in the masks and do this, and you can have blending brushes. Okay. There we go. My pieces of tape over here. Now I reuse these. This is just Post-it tape. I'm not sure where all they sell it. I usually get mine online, and I order a couple rolls at a time, and I like it because it's low tack and it doesn't hurt my paper. So there's my masks. I'll need to wipe those down. Again, you can take them to the sink, rinse them. You can use a baby wipe. You just want to be really careful about these little details here, or you can just, they just wipe clean. And then, oops, that's the little detail I was talking about. And then you just want to let it dry. Okay, I'm going to clean this off and then use my towel. So the other bonus to the glass mat is you just wipe the ink off. Any place that you've got ink, I have yellow and green ink all over my mat. I just wipe it clean, and I just have a damp cloth here. And then I have a towel. Oops, excuse me, mats. I just dry it off. So easy cleanup. Okay. There we go. Okay, what do you guys think? Yes, I think this one looks a lot brighter too. So let me hold them up so you can see. So this one, we did crushed curry, then we did basic beige, then we did crushed curry again. You can kind of tell in the lighting. Thank you for the love. And then this smaller layer, we just did crushed curry on all of them, and we did old olive on all the leaves. So we only used 2 colors except for crumb cake. So to do my flower middles, I have a crumb cake marker. Looks like I'm missing my pecan pie markers laying around here somewhere. Probably in my blends, or this early espresso. So these, the Stampin' Up markers come in color families. So you get a set of 10 in a pack. But I'm just going to use, I think I'm just going to use the crumb cake. I kind of want to keep it light. I'm going to take the crumb cake, and mine is Well Loved. But I'm just going to dot in some color there. So you can leave it white. This is more like a Black-Eyed Susan, and I'm going to do that on this one too. So you can either sponge it, you can use a marker, whatever you like. So there we go. So see, you can use the masks without the outline. So even though I had a little boo-boo there, we still have a card. So we can still use it. It's going to be just fine. What do you guys think? So I have, let me know what you think in the comments. I have a piece of basic beige, and I'm going to make 2 card bases, and we're just going to keep this very simple. All the texture is coming from the fact that we stamped the image and then used our blending brushes to add color with the masks. You can also make a mask of this flower, which I think I've used all mine. I think I used to have some in my stamp case of the whole flower, and you could do a background by use the masking paper that we sell. You stamp this, you cut around it, and you put it on top, and then you can sponge a background or use your blending brush and put a background on the back. But I'm just going to leave them white. You could also use the watercolor pencils and just add a little color if you wanted, but I'm just leaving it as is and keeping it kind of simple. And we're going to add a greeting. So pretty simple card. I just love these though. I wanted to show you these because the detail is really fun. You could also have used this color as your layer, and it would have given a different look. It would definitely have a vintage look. So I am going to score this at 4 1/4 inch, the whole sheet. So this is just a sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock and basic beige. And then I'm going to turn it and cut it at 5.5. So there's my 2 cards. And because I'm using such a neutral base, the yellow flower really just kind of pops. Thank you, Maggie. Every once in a while I see a comment. There we go. That heater was getting loud. So you can do this as a landscape card like this. You can go either way. That's pretty. Or you can make it a portrait card. Let's see. So this is the largest die in that set, that textured notes. This is the largest one, and then this is the next one. Aren't these gorgeous? I love these. I'll give you an up close. Let me see where I put my stack of those. When we're all done, I'm going to give you an up close of all of these details so you can see them. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to grab one of my little strips here. Actually, I might do something bigger. I have Grateful for You. And I thought about doing that. It has this little tiny saying. It says, God bless. Or you make my heart smile. I love all these sayings. Now, these, it has some little extra bits. They do not have a mask for those. But you could, let me see if it mimics any of them. You could just color them. So what do you guys think? I love this little saying right here. I think it needs cleaned. Oops. And I'm going to use crumb cake. I want those yellow flowers to grab everyone's attention and keep them. So my greeting's going to be just really subtle here. I'm going to trim it down. Let's try the other one. So what kind of cards are you guys making? I know a few people have told me they're making Easter cards. I haven't made any Easter cards yet. I'm a little behind. So I'm just trying out some different things here. I have some other die cuts. It's too big. And I just happen to have laying on my desk. Oops. Oh, really too big. My die cut stash here. See what little pieces I have that can hold this saying. Not sure what I want it to say just yet. That one might work. Oh yes, Vicky, I need to show your card that you made. This thing's giving me such fits this morning. Oh, Joan, you've been working on kits and went through your supplies. I need to do the same thing. Oh, nice, Vicky. So, Vicky, you're doing sympathy and thinking of you. And, oh, I missed one. Let me see if I can get them back. Valentine's, St. Patrick's, Easter cards for your grands. And birthday cards. Oh, you have been busy. Love it. Great variety of cards. Okay, so I have just some greetings in here. And I could put this on here like this and kind of cover up where I didn't have that area. Or you could move it down. What do you think? I'm just trimming these. So there's our little God bless. This one's you make my heart smile. And I'm horrible at cutting straight, so oops. So feel free to use your trimmer. So what do you think? Anybody have any thoughts? Hopefully I can see them. So Vicky asked Maggie if she makes them ahead. What is going on with this thing? Why it doesn't? So Vicky was asking Maggie if she made her cards ahead and if she had a special place she stored them. Thank you for that question. That's a great question. Okay, so I just have to choose my greeting. Sorry, I feel like I'm kind of in my, I don't know, off in my own world. Leave it to me. Let's see. I don't know if I want a portrait or I really kind of like this portrait, and I think I might make the other one. So there's you make my heart smile. And I'm going to do this one this direction. Now I do have some white pieces. I only grabbed one out because I thought I was only going to make one card. But I kind of like this, like that. So I didn't end up using the God Bless. I'll use that on the next one. These things. So again, I apologize if I miss any of your comments. So, Maggie had said she makes them as the occasion's coming up, and Joan stores her in cellophane envelopes and photo boxes. Oh, that's a great storage tip too. Thanks, Joan. Vicki likes the larger greeting, so. So I think I'm just gonna adhere them together. There we go. So I do love these dies. I haven't played with anything a ton because I just haven't had time to be in my room yet, but I can't wait to play with that mini corrugated embossing folder. I think it just looks so pretty. Now let me get my dimensionals out of here. I'll pop this up. So a fun spring card, no snow in sight. There's one and two. So I have just some plain basic white for the inside. It is 5 1/4 inches by 4. And I'm going to show you up close. The colored cardstock shows a little bit better the detail on these. Oops. They're just so pretty. Well, thank you guys for joining me, or you ladies for joining me today for a little bit to make a card and hear about some of the new products. Like I said, I really like these new dies. That's what I have mostly. There's some other things that I liked. I just haven't collected those yet. Let's see. So you keep your cards on a shelf. Nice. Thank you for those. Thank you everyone for all your tips and sharing that with us. Oh, it is spring forward times change, isn't it? The Clinton County Barn Quilt Trail. I've never done that. Something I'm gonna have to check out. Yes, we do have a time change zone, unfortunately. We spring forward on Sunday, and I'm usually pretty grumpy. Okay, so just to recap, I used a basic beige base. I used the number 2, so number 1 is the largest, number 2 die of this new Textured Notes die. And I used the Layers of Beauty stamp set with the layering masks, and I'm going to put a basic white cardstock piece in here on the inside, and it is 5 1/4 inch by 4. You could stamp it. There's those little single flowers and leaves. You could stamp that on the inside. I'm just going to leave mine plain. And try to get that in there even. There we go. So I'll have to grab another piece out for the inside of my landscape card. So I used, just to recap, I used crushed curry, old olive, basic beige, and crumb cake. So I like stamping the outlines in something other than black, and just have a little fun with it. What do you guys think? I hope you check out the new products. We had all the March online exclusives are now all live. We had 2 new kits that launched, and you can find all of those in my online store at bethroy.stampinup.net. Now let me give you a closer look of these. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I feel like I'm missing everyone's comments. Yeah, it's hard to get used to. Thank you, Christy. So this is that textured notes die. So you can see, let me stand up so I can make sure you guys can see. Thank you, Maggie. So here is that long die I used to make that background. And then this is the texture. So let me show you each one. Can you guys see them? So it has this little, this reminds me of like a basket weave. And then this one, so it has, these are the 4 different textures. And then the 2 smaller ones, this long skinny one and this smallest one is like a stitched. So it has a short line, a long line. So they're a little bit different. I like that they kind of layer and they're all a little bit different. Of course, I just grabbed out some scrap paper so that you could really see how those layer. Vicki, you want the garden kit? I think that one's going to be really pretty too. That's on my list. Again, this mini corrugated embossing folder. And let me pull in my other card. Those, they're called fancy border dies, but they really just, they're an edge. And then there's 2 dies that are negative. Maggie. Oh, I know, aren't they pretty? I love it. So, ironically, I didn't buy any stamp sets yet. I bought 2 die sets and an embossing folder and a pack of paper. So, yeah, the rectangle, we've had a couple different rectangle dies. We have an old stitch set. We have some smaller ones that were mixed in with other dies that were scalloped and have different designs. So we've had quite a few different ones, but I feel like I use those the most. So I like to add those to my collection. And I love things that do the edge and make this really fun. So I made a little fun card that had the back kind of peeks to the front. So fun. And I don't know what happened to my, there it is. So here's the card. I made a little background with that longest die. And I just like the texture. So a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun things. There are some stamp sets that really caught my eye. But I have not collected those yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you all for participating and hanging out with me for a little bit. And if you watched the replay, let me know that you watched. I know I was having a little technical difficulties with being able to see all the comments. So I do want to tell you, I will be live for Coffee and a Card this Saturday. What is that? March... what is that? The 8th. And we're going to do a fun fold. So I want to give you a little peek of this. This is called a book fold easel. So it's a book fold. It has this. It would open like this if it was the book fold, but it's an easel, so it stands up like this. And I saw this on Stamps in Lingers. She did a cute little card with it, and so I want to share it with you guys. So I hope you can join me Saturday for that at 9 a.m. Oh, yellows and teals. You know, I never thought to put yellows and teals together. It's amazing what you see. Thank you so much for the love. Everyone have a beautiful day. I hope it gets warmer. It's going to get warmer for us next week, but hope everyone enjoys their day, and I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.